Are you an angry person? That's what we're talking about tonight on the Savage Nation. Little Cuban music. Everyone's on vacation, yet the board's full now. I knew it. I knew I could get my audience in tonight. I knew I could hook you in. Because it's logic. Think about it. Okay, everyone's on vacation, but they have to go somewhere, right? So now they're there. Now, did everyone leave the country? No. A good percentage went somewhere, but doesn't mean they left the country. So when they got where they're going, then they have nothing to do, especially at night. So they have to turn on either television or radio or the computer or whatever. So I figure my audience is somewhere. Even if they're not listening to me on their home station, they're listening to the Savage somewhere. So they're in a relative's house. So they went in the bathroom or the car because they don't want to exhibit their love for America. It's become a crime to exhibit their love for America, especially around the peaceful tables of Christmas time, which bring out a lot of anger in people, incidentally. These enforced holidays of doing nothing bring out a lot of rage in people because they don't know what to do with themselves. They're not used to it. We're a highly productive people. We have no idea idleness 4 days in a row, driving around, going to the mall, going to a movie. It's like a nightmare. It's like being on glue. I can't do it. I mean, I was off Monday and Tuesday, a nightmare for me. I'm a worker. I wouldn't say workaholic. I'm a worker. I was raised to work. I've been working since I'm 5 years old. I'm not complaining about it. It's productive. I feel like I'm useful to society. You know, I'm going to get sidetracked from the anger and the penis size story, which I did tell you I read it. I mean, I have to do it not for shock value. It's a very interesting story, and it's not meant to shock you. It is kind of funny, though, when you look at it around the world. It does confirm stereotypes in some regard. But before I do that, I'm getting into 4 or 5 different sidetracks now. The professor who wrote the article on the size deal is a little controversial for one reason. Because he has published a paper in the past which claimed that certain races have evolved to be more intelligent than others, and because of that, he's been slammed in the scientific community, even though we all know that's true. In fact, I'm going to tell you something else about that thing on intelligence and race that nobody wants to pay attention to. One of the greatest minds of the last century in science, Mr. Watson, of the famous team of Watson and Crick, who first elucidated the DNA helix, one of the greatest minds of our time. Mr. Watson was the head of the Cold Spring Harbor laboratories in Long Island, and about 7 years ago, he dared publish a paper on race and intelligence, and because of it, he was fired. Would you believe it? They lost one of the greatest scientists, just as I just lost my Telos computer and I can no longer talk to my audience. The phone number here is 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. I'll have to ask my call screener to just put the calls up.